Hey there Wrestlebombers, welcome back for another video, and for today we are going to give you the results of the WWE Crown Jewel 2022 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But first, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and smash that notification bell for the daily dose of wrestling video. Without further ado, let's go! Titus O'Neil hypes the show in a video package. Crown Jewel kicks off with the almighty Bobby Lashley and the Beast Brock Lesnar. Lashley's nailed Brock Lesnar with a multiple spears inside and outside of the ring once the match officially started, including one to the ringside barricade. Brock Lesnar turned the tide after kicking out of a pinfall, planting Lashley with numerous German suplexes and hitting an F5 for the near count. A nearly unconscious Brock Lesnar mastered the strength to kick off the ring corner and launch them both to the mat. Bobby Lashley's shoulders were on the mat, and with Lesnar on top of him, the referee counted 3. Brock Lesnar took the W. After that, an enraged Bobby Lashley grabbed Lesnar in the hurt lock and released the hold only when Brock Lesnar was unconscious. Next, this is for the Women's Tag Team Championships against Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Alexa Bliss played with Dakota Kai earlier in the match. Damage Control repeatedly targeted Asuka's right leg with submission holds, strikes, and slams. Small chance of "This is awesome" repeatedly broke out. Asuka, selling her leg injury, tagged in just as a numbers advantage started to overwhelm Bliss. A flurry of strikes laid out Sky, but Dakota drove a boot into Asuka's skull. Bliss was primed to put away Dakota with a twisted Bliss, but she and the referee were distracted by a pull-apart brawl between Asuka and Io Sky. Nikki Cross showed up, who was seen with Damage Control on Monday Night Raw, laid out Bliss with a spinning neck breaker. Dakota Kai covered an unconscious Bliss, making her and Io Sky a 3-time Women's Tag Team Champions. Asuka and Bliss only a champion for 5 days after winning it on the last edition of Monday Night Raw. Then Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross in a steel cage match. McIntyre and Kross got off to a fast physical on brand with their Bad Blood feud. Future Shock DDT prepared McIntyre for a fight-finishing Claymore kick, but he was distracted by Scarlett cage side. Kross took advantage and landed his signature Cross Hammer before climbing the cage. Kross nearly capitalized by escaping through the door, but McIntyre kept him with an ankle lock. Drew McIntyre found the mark with his Claymore and looked to escape. Scarlett locked the door, forcing McIntyre to scale the cage. Kross regained consciousness as Scarlett scrambled to unlock the door. A race ensued, and McIntyre hitting his feet first ringside moments before Kross could exit through the door. Should we see the end of this feud? After that, the OC, AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows take on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damon Priest, and Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley. Frequent tags were made for different combinations of one-on-one exchanges and team-based maneuvers. An even collision between Anderson and Dominic Mysterio opened the door for Styles and Balor to take center stage. Styles suplexed Balor while Gallows and Priest slammed Mysterio and Anderson from their shoulders. The match ended with Rhea Ripley attacking Styles ringside, opening the door for Balor to land a shotgun dropkick and a coup de grace for the victory. I thought the OC will bring a reinforcement to take Rhea Ripley to even the odds, but I guess we will see it sooner or later, as we heard Michael Cole says, "Can somebody take Rhea Ripley down?" Next is Braun Strowman versus Omos. The taller, heavier, and bigger Omos overpowered Strowman in a classic show of strength to start the match. Strowman found a brief moment of success by slamming Omos and setting up his trademark runaway freight train shoulder block on the outside. The match came to an end after Strowman ducked from a running slam to the corner. A stunned Omos stumbled into Strowman's signature running power slam for the 3 count. Then, the undisputed tag team championships between the Usos, Jay and Jimmy versus the challengers Brawling Brutes, Butch and Ridge Holland. The Usos threatened to leave the match and take the count-out loss, a condition in which the titles cannot change hands, but Butch cut them off and was soon overcome by the champions. The Saudi fans broke into chants of "We want Sami" chants despite Zayn having never appeared on a WWE show in Saudi Arabia. Jey Uso says that the fans didn't deserve Sami. Brawling Brutes took over the mid-portion of the match in a showcase performance. Holland exhibited his unhuman power by lifting and slamming Jay and Jimmy simultaneously. The hot-headed Jay let the fans get into his head with chants of Uzi, allowing Butch and Holland to take advantage with a near fall. The match ended with a tremendous top rope 1D for the pinfall, and the Usos extended their near-historic tag team reign, and the Usos will defend their undisputed title against the New Day on next week's SmackDown. Next, the Raw Women's Championship between Bianca Belair and Bayley in a last women's standing match. Both women equipped themselves with hardware in an effort to shut down one another. A ladder, kendo sticks, steel chairs, and steel steps were whipped out in the first several minutes of the match. Belair continued to chase Bayley on the entrance stage. Belair whipped Bayley with a kendo sticks until it torn to shreds. A counter Bayley to belly nearly dented the stage. Bayley cleverly trapped Belair in a rolling toolbox, but the champion muscled her way out. Bayley suddenly reappeared and rolled through with a golf cart with hopes of running over Bianca Belair. Unfortunately, things went quite slow and Belair looked silly sidestepping it. After fighting a top of the cart, Belair drove ringside with Bayley on the roof. Bayley overshot the landing and hit the end of the table, causing no damage to the table before slamming onto the floor. Bayley appeared somewhat pretty unharmed as Belair powerbombed her through the table for a 9 count. After a KOD, Bayley to a steel chair, Belair cleverly trapped Bayley between the ladder and the ring ropes to secure the 10 count and retained her title. In the main event, we saw the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Reigns tried to bully his opponent from the get-go, but Paul refused to be intimidated. Overall, Roman Reigns was very much in control for the early portions of the match. Reigns toyed with the internet star, slamming and mocking him. Logan Paul continued to find brief openings, including a hip toss and clothesline to the outside, but the well-experienced Roman Reigns was quick to adjust. The social media star tuned up the band for a sweet chin music, a gesture to his trainer Shawn Michaels. Reigns countered with a Uranagi in another big momentum swing. Logan Paul then landed that much anticipated right punch and a follow-up with a Superman punch to come doing the unthinkable. Logan Paul laid Roman Reigns on an announcer's table, grabbed a phone and filmed himself launching into Reigns with a splash same as what he did to The Miz at SummerSlam. Then the Usos arrived to beat up Paul's podcast co-host, but soon after found themselves face-to-face with Logan's brother Jake Paul, who was fresh off a win over UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva. Paul dropped Jay and Jimmy with right hands. Another top rope splash nearly secured Paul the world title in just his third match. Solo Sikoa's music played as the Bloodline's enforcer looked to help his tribal chief. A stare-down between Solo Sikoa and Jake Paul was interrupted by Logan diving over the ropes to lay out the Usos. Reigns capitalized and laid out Logan Paul with a spear in the ring and retained his title. What part of the video do you like? Did your predictions came true? Let me know and comment down below. Don't forget to check out WrestleBomb's social media accounts. See you again on another video. This is WrestleBomb.